The God of Thunder is back in Thor, Love and Thunder. This time he has to recruit the help of Valkerie, Korg, and his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster in order to fight off Gorr the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale, who is veiled to kill off all gods. Now this movie has absolutely everything. It has action, it has excitement, it has comedy, it has romance. And yet, there are still some things I wanted from the movie that I didn't get. I was very satisfied with the movie. It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it, but I wanted a little bit extra. I know that sounds a little weird. How can you enjoy it but still want more? I know it's probably a lot to explain, so let's start with the good. Now, I absolutely love the plot for Thor, Love and Thunder. Thor is trying to find himself. He kind of wants out of the whole superhero thing, but gets dragged back into it when he finds out Gorr the God Butcher is out there slaying all gods, capturing kids, and all this. And of course, he can't just sit back and watch. He's got to step in and try to help out. Meanwhile, we have his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who becomes Mighty Thor, which is super, super exciting. I love her story. She finds Mjolnir and becomes Mighty Thor. And next thing you know, she's fighting alongside of Thor. So this reunion is very exciting. It's a bit romantic. It gets very comical. There's a lot going on here. Now, Christian Bale, who plays Gorr the God Butcher, absolutely slays this role. He was probably one of the best roles in this movie. I absolutely love him in this. He always brings his A game. You know, Christian Bale is a phenomenal actor, really brings the essence of this character to life. And I really felt for this character. I mean, he brought a lot of emotion and story to this. And I think I felt that more in this character than I did any other character in the movie. Now, I'm not going to go too far into major details because this is a spoiler-free review, which I'll do a spoiler review later. But Gorr's story is really intense, and it's one that really touched. And Thor, on the other side, this is one that it could go one of two ways. You love it or you hate it, because we've seen Thor evolve over the years, and in Ragnarok, he took a bit of a comical turn. If you like Ragnarok, you're gonna like this movie. If you didn't like the comical end of Ragnarok, you're not gonna like this movie, because this one levels it up to 10. I mean, it's every sequel out there has to step it up and up and up and up, and this one does the same exact thing. The comedy in this is so high that it almost gets a little bit annoying. They turn Thor into a bit of an idiot. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted a more serious side to Thor. I like the comedy, but I think as an overall character, he needs to be taken seriously, and he just wasn't in this. But with that being said, the comedy in this is hilarious. This is more, I would say, a romantic comedy, a superhero romantic comedy, more than it is a superhero action film. Yeah, you have superheroes and yes, you have action, but there's a lot of romantic comedy in this, and probably more so than I really expected. But it's not just between Thor and Jane Foster. There's a romantic comedy parody almost between Thor, Stormbreaker, and Mjolnir. And I'm like, it can get a little awkward at times that you're like, could have did without that. So that's where I wish there was a little less comedy and a little more seriousness, because the story revolving around Jane Foster is the fact that she has cancer. And I think that they should have took that story and really dug deep into the emotions and the seriousness between Jane and Thor. And even that was turned into a bit of a comedy. And I wasn't really appreciative of that too much. I kind of thought that there is a time and place for everything, and that wasn't it. But again, as far as the story is concerned, I love the build-up. I love the plot. I love the story itself. It's really, really good. It's really well written. I love Taika's play on colors and how bright and colorful this movie is. But yet there's still a dark dimension that it's really just a lot of blacks and whites that really play off well, so you get a mixture of both. So I love the envisionment that the director had in this, and I think it was cinematically very visually appealing. Now, as far as Jane Foster is concerned and her role in this movie, I think she played a phenomenal role. Not only being just, a sick Jane Foster, but the way she played Mighty Thor was really fun. I really liked her adaptation of this, and I thought the way she used Mjolnir and its new powers was really good. And I think it even made Thor jealous to the point where it made me laugh. Now, the flow of the movie overall was really good. The action and everything was right there at the very beginning. And even though it was a 2-hour movie, it didn't feel like a 2-hour movie. It progressed really quickly and really well. All the action was there. All the comedy was there. You never felt bored. And from scene to scene, there was always something to grab your attention. There was no dead spots, no dull moments, which I'm absolutely very appreciative of, because that's the worst thing for me in a movie. When you get this slow plot build up, didn't have any of that. So kudos to Taika on that one. But overall, this was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. Again, just because I wanted more seriousness in certain scenes doesn't mean that it made it a bad movie. It just means I would have preferred a few different changes. But no movie is perfect for everybody. And again, if you like Ragnarok and the comedy that it brought to the screen, you're going to like this. But if you didn't and you like the more serious Thor that we've seen, then you're not going to like this. So that's really how you're going to have to base this movie. Now, if you've seen Thor Love and Thunder, make sure you leave your comments down below on what you think. I am going to do a full spoiler review coming up next, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.